In this video, we'll be taking a look at 3 college football games happening on November 25th, 2022, and providing you with free team picks and total picks for each one of those games. So 2 picks for each game, 6 picks in total. Welcome back to Cash Out Sports. Let's dive right into it. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe and to click the bell icon to get notified as soon as these videos get released, so that you have more time to plan out your bets as we provide these videos on a daily basis. I can guarantee that you'll have all the important information that you'll need on these 3 college football games after fully watching this video. One more thing before we start. If you would like to gain access to our best exclusive betting picks to take your sports betting journey to the next level, then check out our Patreon in the link down below, where we offer anywhere from 1 betting pick a day up to 10 betting picks a day and much more. Now let's get started. Nebraska versus Iowa. The Nebraska Cornhuskers will head to Iowa City to take on the Iowa Hawkeyes at Kinnick Stadium for a Big Ten matchup. The Hawkeyes are currently holding on to first place in the Big Ten and are coming off a win against Minnesota, while the Cornhuskers have lost 5 consecutive games. The Cornhuskers are 3-1 against the spread in their last 5 conference games and 3-1 against the spread in their last 5 games overall. The Hawkeyes are 4-1 against the spread in their last 5 Friday games and 4-0 against the spread in their last 4 games overall. The under is 4-0 in Cornhuskers' last 4 games overall. The under is 9-3 in Hawkeyes' last 12 games overall. The road team is 4-1 against the spread in their last 5 meetings. The underdog is 4-0 against the spread in their last 4 meetings. The Hawkeyes have a high-caliber defense that is going to make it very difficult for the Cornhuskers offense to make any kind of play downfield. On offense, the Hawkeyes have been doing what they can to get points on the board, using the run game to pick up first downs and the passing game to get into the red zone. Johnson has been a great option on the ground this season, as he is averaging 5.2 yards per carry, so the Hawkeyes will use him to gain field advantage early. Petras is averaging 6.2 yards per completion, so expect him to attack in the air to make space for Johnson and the running game. The Iowa Hawkeyes remain a mess on both sides of the ball, have scored no more than 14 points in 5 of their last 6 games, and at this point you have to question their motivation on short rest. The Iowa Hawkeyes continue to make a case as the best defense in the country. It's senior night, and they clinch a trip to the Big Ten championship with a victory. Thick line for an Iowa team that can't score, but backing Nebraska is a no-go for me. I expect the Iowa defense to be too much for the Nebraska offense and for the Hawkeyes to expose a poor Cornhuskers defense on the ground. So the Iowa Hawkeyes to win and cover the spread as favorites is our full game side pick. The Hawkeyes are averaging 17.5 points per game while allowing just 13.5 points per game. The Cornhuskers are averaging 22.5 points per game while surrendering 28.5 points per game. Although the Cornhuskers are averaging 22.5 points per game, the Iowa defense will not allow that. The Nebraska offense is facing one of the toughest defenses in college football and is really going to struggle to get the ball past them. Iowa's offense isn't known to be explosive by any means, so don't expect a lot of points on the board from them. Evans and Van Ness are going to cause a lot of disruption for the Cornhuskers, so I don't expect the offense to get to the red zone for a majority of the drives. Under the projected total is our full game total pick. UCLA versus California. The Cal Golden Bears will host the UCLA Bruins Friday afternoon in Berkeley. Cal finally put together a win after dropping their previous 6. The Golden Bears were able to score 3 touchdowns in the 4th quarter to claim the victory. UCLA is coming off a shootout with USC where there were over 1,100 yards of total offense. The Bruins' hopes of a game-winning drive were squashed when they were picked off in the final minutes of the 4th quarter. The Bruins are 8-2 against the spread in their last 10 road games and 7-2 against the spread in their last 9 in November. UCLA is 4-9 against the spread in their last 13 on turf. Meanwhile, the Bears are 4-1 against the spread in their last 6 Friday games and 7-2 against the spread in their last 9 at home. Cal is 1-6 against the spread in the last 7 after an against the spread win. UCLA is coming off a 48-45 heartbreaker of a loss to USC last week. It knocked the Bruins out of Pac-12 title contention and from a possible college football playoff appearance. To make matters worse, UCLA now has to watch its crosstown rival get those opportunities. Simply put, it's as tough a result to rebound from as any. It shouldn't surprise us to see the Bruins come out a bit flat and unmotivated without much to play for now, except a better bowl game. In most cases, the numbers and eye test tell us to pick UCLA to win and cover easily in this regular season finale against California. The Bruins have been a better team than the Golden Bears all year, and the double-digit spread is deserved. However, the potential hangover for Chip Kelly's squad after last week's devastating loss is impossible to ignore. Plus, we do have a couple more reasons to back Cal here. The Golden Bears, especially the offense, will benefit from playing at home. They've scored at least 21 points in all 4 conference home matchups and are averaging 29 points per game at home this season. Compare that to some dud efforts on the road, where Cal averaged just 17 points per game this year. The offense can have success through the air against a struggling UCLA pass defense that's giving up 303.6 passing yards per game in conference play. The Bruins' inconsistent defense has allowed opposing teams to hang around all year. We also have Cal likely riding the momentum of last week's rivalry victory over Stanford. Even though the Golden Bears aren't bowl-bound this season, head coach Justin Wilcox still has his team motivated and competitive late in the season. UCLA could be ripe for an upset if it takes California lightly following last week's devastating loss. So the California Golden Bears to cover the spread as underdogs is our full game side pick. We know this Bruins team is a force to be reckoned with on offense. They land several body shots with the run game and then explode with a deep pass. Cal's offense hasn't been as glamorous, but there are times UCLA has no pulse defensively, and we've seen Cal's ability to convert turnovers into quick points. The Golden Bears rely on their passing game to move the ball, and it will only take a blow coverage or two for them to find their way into the red zone, a place UCLA has struggled. With the potent attack UCLA has and the pass-heavy system Cal runs, this total seems too low. Additionally, the over is 5-0 in the Bruins' last 5. Over the projected total is our full game total pick. Florida versus Florida State. Week 13 of the 2022 college football season is upon us and brings plenty of interesting rivalry matchups. The Florida Gators head to Doak Campbell Stadium in Tallahassee, Florida, on Friday night to face off against the Florida State Seminoles. So let's take a closer look. Last season, the Gators beat the Seminoles 24-21 as 4-point home favorites with a total of 59.0 points, and Florida aims for its 4th consecutive victory over Florida State. Florida is 3-9 against the spread in their last 12 road games and 2-6 against the spread in their last 8 games against the Atlantic Coast Conference, while the over is 4-0 in their last 4 games following an against the spread loss. Florida State is 4-0 against the spread in their last 4 games overall and 4-1 against the spread in their last 5 non-conference games, while the under is 7-1 in their last 8 games in November. Given the extensive injuries to this Gators receiving core, coupled with its performance against Vanderbilt, I'm not sure they'll have what it takes to hang around with such a well-rounded Florida State squad carrying so much momentum. The Seminoles are 5-1 against the spread in their last 6 games, 6-0 against the spread in their last 6 November matchups, and 4-1 against the spread in their last 5 Week 13 games. Worth noting, Florida is 2-4 against the spread in its last 6 clashes with Florida State and 6-12 against the spread in its last 18 games overall. Florida State has looked really sharp since a 3-game skid in early October, winning each of their last 4 games by 25 points or more, while Florida's comes into this one on the heels of a loss to Vanderbilt. Florida State played no games with Miami, and we could be in for a similar type of beatdown here in Tallahassee this Friday. This one could either get really ugly, and the visitors could shock the state with a valiant effort. I'm going to sway with the Seminoles making things dark for the Gators here. For this year's Sunshine Showdown, Florida State should snap a 3-game skid to the Gators here at home. So the Florida State Seminoles to win and cover the spread as favorites is our full game side pick. Florida State is averaging over 43 points across its last 4 wins and has hit the over in 3 of its last 5 games overall. The total gone over in 4 of the Seminoles' last 5 games at home, too. If Florida State can stay on pace and score 38 or more, which has happened in 6 of its 8 wins, you're only going to need so much out of Florida. The Gators have posted less than 20 points just one time this season, back in Week 2 against Kentucky, and 3 of their last 5 games have gone over as well. Both teams' offenses are built well to exploit the top weakness on the other side, as Florida can run the football against the Florida State's rush defense, which is much weaker than their pass defense, while the red-hot Florida State offense should have a field day against this Gators defense, especially the secondary. Over the projected total is our full game total pick. That's all for now, so if you have any other games you would like reviewed, then leave a comment down below with the game you would like analyzed. Subscribe to our channel, leave a like on this video, and we'll get to it as soon as we possibly can. We would also love to hear your opinion on the picks presented to you in this video, whether you agree or disagree with them, so leave a comment down below and do let us know.